Where is your stance on increasing the minimum wage here in Massachusetts?
I think we need to do it, and I've come out in support of. There's an effort right now to increase the minimum wage to $15 an hour. As I mentioned, there's a lot of talk about how our economy is doing great, but if you peel the onion back a layer, you'll see that those at the top have been doing great and have really benefited from the growth of the economy, but most working families across this state are not, and they haven't been benefiting from the growth. And I think we need to take things to the next level to help make sure that people who are working hard and playing by the rules are getting a fair shake and earning enough to support their families. And that's why I'm supporting the $15 an hour minimum wage effort. I also support paid family leave as another way to support working families across the state who unfortunately too often have to make a decision between whether they keep their job or leave to take care of their newborn child or a sick family member. And I think we can strike the right balance on that in asking businesses to support paid family leave while giving working people the relief they need to be able to take care of their family and not worry about their job. I was very lucky. When I had my two daughters, I've got two great daughters, Isabel and Abby, and I was working at a law firm at the time in Boston, and they offered paid family leave not only for women but for fathers at that time, which I think they were probably one of the only employers or close to it who was offering such a benefit. And I was able to take 8 weeks of paid leave when each of my daughters was born, which was extremely valuable to my family, and everybody in the state should be able to do the same thing.
Jay, I just want to ask you one more policy question, then I want to shift to the nuts and bolts politics of winning this election. The public schools in Massachusetts, I happen to feel that people in the suburbs, regardless of their political affiliation, generally really like their public schools. I'm biased. My parents were teachers, and I went to the public schools. But I do think that that's true, and that given the charter vote that we just had, charter school vote. But also there are people who are really disappointed with the inner city schools. Now, I don't think you can put that all on teachers, but there is a balance here. Something has to be done for the inner city schools while preserving the suburban schools or even improving some of those. Give us your thoughts on public education.
Sure. And let me say my mom was also a public school teacher in Ohio, where I grew up, and a member of the teachers union. So I have a great appreciation and love for our public school teachers, and they do one of the most important jobs around. They're literally their influence literally impacts our children's success in life, and we got to support them. So my view is it's among the most important things government does in providing everybody access to a great education, and it's something we should never be sitting on our laurels and satisfied with where we are. We should constantly be striving to improve the level and quality of education for our kids. We've got, we're one of the best ranked in the country based on our test scores, but as you pointed out, there's still huge disparities between different communities, and we have a lot of work to do still, and this is another area where I think we need real leadership. I've been disappointed with the leadership in this area as well under Governor Baker, where it seemed like his whole education agenda was the ballot question to allow more charter schools in our inner cities. And I didn't like it because it was divisive. It seemed like the agenda was around trying to create a separate system for a few kids that would have left many of our other kids in the rest of our public schools with no attention being paid to how we improve the quality of those schools. I think we need to be working with urgency to help every single child get the best education they need. That needs to be our focus. And teachers are the biggest element to being able to deliver on that. They are the ones who have the biggest influence on the quality of education. So we need to do everything we can to support our teachers and to support our schools so that we can deliver that education to every single child in the state.